Hello, I'm moving houses at the moment, so please enjoy my improv setup for now. Limited, one of the best formats in all of Magic the Gathering, and the only format that encompasses all of the best parts of the game all at once. Deck building, pack cracking, and playing the actual game. So how have the recent changes to Limited affected the format? Well, quite a lot actually. For anyone who might be new to Magic or who was recently introduced from UB, Limited commonly refers to two different formats, Sealed and Draft, both in which you build a deck from limited resources, which is how it got its name. Now the first thing I wanted to talk about was the idea of product fatigue, something people all over Magic the Gathering social media has been talking about for quite some time now. But what does product fatigue actually mean? Well, in the context of Magic the Gathering, it refers to the overwhelming cycle of new products being released in a calendar year, causing players to feel a struggle to keep up with the hobby. Now this is a video all on its own, but let me apply this idea in the context of someone who just plays Limited. This year we are getting 7 fully fleshed out Magic the Gathering sets, 3 of which are Universe Beyond. This means that on average we are getting a set every 7 to 8 weeks. This is insane. To compare this to 15 years ago where we got a set every 3 to 4 months, it's now impossible for the average player with a normal 9 to 5 to sink their teeth into the newer set without feeling bombarded by spoilers and pre-orders and conversations for a set that's, at this rate, only 6 or 7 weeks away. In my opinion, one of the best aspects of the Limited format is the research and the playtesting and the discovery of archetypes, what colors you like, and what cards are best. Now you can still do all that, but with the current window of relativity getting smaller and smaller, players are rushing to quote unquote solve these sets as soon as humanly possible. And from my experience, this isn't just fun to engage with.
We live in a world at the moment where most people's entry into Magic is via Commander, and I think that's a terrible, terrible way to learn and to start learning how to play the game. I think Limited, which is Draft and Sealed, 2 of my favorite formats, is the best way to learn about the game and about playing the game. The reason I enjoy playing Limited is because I prefer not to play 60 card constructor formats because of the quote-unquote barrier to entry, right, in terms of price point. So one of my favorite ways to play Magic at LGSs for the most part is via pre-releases, right? It's a sealed format, so you'll pay, you used to be able to pay $35 Australian to go and play. You get 6 boosters, you get prize support for whatever pre-release you go to. And it was just a fun way, and it scratches that itch of for myself where I want to build, solve a puzzle with the pieces given to me, and even via Draft. And I think it's important because not everyone engages with Magic the same way, correct? Not everyone plays Commander, not everyone plays Modern, not everyone plays Standard. So if your boosters were printed without the Limited format in mind, you're taking away like a huge amount of player base away. So I think it's extremely important that boosters are designed or even cards are balanced for Limited.
It's getting increasingly harder to really smell the roses when a set comes out and talk about it and learn it and enjoy it before the next set even is already out the door. Edge of Eternity was the perfect example that only a week after pre-release, the entire conversation wasn't even about Spider-Man, which was the newest set, but Avatar: The Last Airbender, which is still 3 or 4 months away at the time of recording this video. Now let's just say you do find the time to attend a few limited events at your LGS after a set comes out. My next question is, how are you affording it? With the implementation of more and more Universe Beyond sets each year, one of the biggest changes the player base has seen is the premium prices for products. Now, I'm not here to talk about the prices for collector booster boxes or commander decks, but simply the impact that these premium prices have on the most basic of Magic the Gathering products, play boosters. Play boosters, Magic's newest iteration of standard packs, replaced what was originally set and draft boosters, claiming that this balance simplified the product line while still offering both a draftable and fun booster pack experience to open. But was this really the case? Well, according to the general consensus of the Magic the Gathering community, play boosters have been the worst of both worlds, with drafters now needing to pay more and more to play Limited, and collectors finding less value from opening packs that aren't $100 each. Who's actually winning here? Because as long as the revenue is rising, which it is, there is no reason why Wizards would stop doing what they are doing. And people need to understand that. And this video isn't trying to convince people otherwise. It's just highlighting how I feel about this format that's just repeatedly disrespected.
I think that limited is not just important. I think it's the most important format in Magic. Limited is where underrated or underused set mechanics live and breathe, and without limited, 95% of cards would just be chaff. They wouldn't be playable in any way. Limited gives junk cards space to be played, for the art of these cards to be seen, and for the flavour and world building of Magic to permeate through these design choices.
Now, at least on the bright side, if players are now required to pay a premium price for these products and compete against collectors and scalpers, at least they're getting a better offering for their product, right? Well, not really. With the introduction of Aether Drift this year, play booster boxes were also reduced from 36 packs to 30. And this was a big deal that was just swept under the rug. Having 36 packs was the perfect amount for stores or home drafts to crack a box, do a draft, and have the perfect amount of packs left over to award prizing. Additionally, if you were to play sealed now, only 5 people can participate rather than the even 6. Isn't that absurd? And this doesn't even start to talk about how the prices of these booster boxes are still going up, despite there now being less packs. With every change we've seen over the last few years, Limited is taking blow after blow, and for someone that really enjoys playing the format, it just sucks now. Now, I understand Limited isn't the format that is too keen on lining the products of Hasbro's shareholders, but I truly believe it's one of the best ways to play Magic. It's fun, it's creative, and it's fresh every time. It requires so much skill and so much knowledge, but it's also a great experience for beginners. On your pre-release weekend, you play Limited. It supports LGSs, and until recently, it was also affordable. Limited is one of the best formats in Magic, and it's so sad to see it repeatedly get disrespected. Additionally, the game design teams have put in such an amazing effort to create fun and engaging archetypes for all these sets this year. They have genuinely been so fun to draft, with maybe the exception of Aether Drift, but other than that, they've been really fun.
I think the most important part of a limited format is that they're actually really good entry points into the game. That card pool of I don't know how many thousands, forget it. You don't get how Cascade works, it doesn't matter if it's not in the set. You just have to care about the cards you are seeing today, and there's no sweat if your deck sucks, because chances are, so does everyone else's. It's actually why, price aside, I actually like seeing Universes Beyond Standard sets, because the limited formats that come from that make for a really good new player experience.
I've noticed that people that have a smaller understanding of how to play Magic or what Magic is have better ranges of success in Limited, maybe just due to the fact that it is so randomized what you get. So if you come up against a Sweat Lord that doesn't have any good cards, and you just happen to luck out on your pools and it all lines up, you might find yourself winning a few more games.
I honestly think Limited is one of my favorite ways to play Magic, but I also find it one of the most challenging ways to play Magic. And what I mean is that everyone is on the same footing, when it comes from opening your packs, building from scratch, and how it really tests how well you can adapt to certain situations and pivot. But what I find frustrating about Limited is that, I'm just really not sure what I'm up against. So I've had, sets where most of the times when I'm playing Limited, I fucking go, 0, I fucking just lose, just, full on. And then I did one mystery booster 2 draft at an event, and I won the entire thing, and that was, the most random thing ever. And I still can't really say, even through my multiple experiences playing Limited, that I feel like I'm any better at it when I first started. But anyways, I find that mix can be pretty brutal. The mix of it all can be pretty brutal, but then also kind of makes it fun and rewarding when you do win. So every match is different, and you don't really stop learning, which is kind of what I love about it.
I think my favorite part of limited formats is that it makes you look at cards that just wouldn't be good enough in a constructed format. Stuff like Winter Cursed Rider in Aether Drift, or Rufus Shinra in Final Fantasy, even Colossal Dreadmaw. They're not good cards in constructed formats. If they were made for constructed formats, they probably wouldn't even exist. But in limited formats, those weaker, sometimes weirder cards can really show their stuff.
The more I play Magic, the more I sort of drift away from Commander these days. And that's okay, it's just starting to become something that's not really for me anymore. I still really enjoy the social aspect of it, and I really enjoy just seeing my friends and turning my brain off to play a game of Magic, but I'm really finding more fulfillment these days in 1v1 formats like Limited, like Modern, and anything else in between. Magic is the best game ever made, and I really wish Limited could flourish amongst the noise of Secret Lairs and Universe Beyonds and all the other things that people are starting to dislike about Magic, but it's just not. When a booster box is worth upwards of $400 now, it's just becoming harder and harder to play the format, which is just so amazing. Magic the Gathering is a game designed to be played, not collected, not specced on, and not scalped. These changes we've all been seeing to our game over the last year and a half now have personally made it so difficult for me to enjoy the game at the moment, and I know I'm not alone in this feeling. Limited is a format that is being repeatedly disrespected, and as much as things need to be changed, it's pretty apparent that they never will. There's no real goal to this video other than sharing my thoughts on the format and the current state of Magic from the perspective of someone who frequently plays Limited, but with that all being said and done, tell me what you think, let me know in the comments, and thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.